Hello. How is everybody?
It's bug squishing time.
Yeah. Welcome in, Mac Winter. Hope you are all doing well. Yeah, we got some bugs to deal with. I got my list up. All right, first thing I want to add is an infinite falling safety net. If somehow you fall out of bounds, then we have a problem. So, quickest way we're going to deal with that is going to be... let's just let's see, test area here. Geometry, barriers. Okay, good. There's a side we can just dip right through. So let's add a check to the player. Let's specify it on the player. Robot. Let's say, okay, scene manager is what places the player initially. Welcome in, Theron. Or maybe we can just do a call deferred on this. We'll try a call deferred. Okay, special player logic. We're gonna have a little function here. Set up infinite fall check. So we're gonna keep a property called initial position. It's going to be a vector 3. We'll go ahead and set it to vector 3. I mean, should we just... let's just do... how can I get the initial position where the player was set loose? That is the transition fade callback. We have a load-in node. Are there like global coordinates the characters work with? I mean, yeah, it's a everything's based on having a position. Don't care for this song. So, player node. Initial screen entry. Okay, what is this used for? Initial screen entry is used on actor base. Okay, so here's our check for if you are stuck. Oh, the bot has made a fool of us all. Welcome in, Al, and welcome in, Theron. So let's see here. Let's look at this initial... no, we set that to false. Screen entry position would be good. Bad cat. No, good cat, good cat. So, when we reach our initial screen position, screen position will equal global position. We'll use global position here. And that'll be our reset spot. That's where we're gonna reset the player to. And now our player code is going to have an infinite fall check. And we're just going to say, hey, if our screen entry position is not 0, 0, 0, if player screen entry position, if it is vector 3.000, then we probably never set it and we can just fall out of this function. But otherwise, if our global position .y is for some reason less than, so what's a particularly tall area? Back B, right? Back B is a pretty tall zone. How tall is this? 40 meters? Okay. Then if we ever drop to down by 40 from our original position, then return to original position. Okay, that's going to be the infinite fall check. Hello, Dupu. Wake up, Zeeple. I keep getting this little pop-up about errors, and then it goes away immediately. I'm sure that's fine. Okay, so this room I did not load into, so it probably won't work. Yeah, so we need a real one. We're gonna take the water. We're just gonna shift it out of the way. We'll move it back. Don't let me forget to move it back. It's very important that we move it back. Okay, so it's not going to work for the initial screen. This only works if you have been moved into the screen. Oh, it worked. It caught us, and it returned us to our entry point. Okay, that is just to avoid soft locks. If you somehow make it out of bounds and fall into an infinite pit, and you go down 40 meters from where you started, then we're gonna pop you back into position. Water is back. Water is back, baby. That was it. That was the infinite fall check. That was all it took. Double checking the changes before I check them in. Infinite fall check. And we added that because casual found a way out of bounds. So now that's not an issue anymore. Added for the next version. Add that to the spreadsheet. Okay. On stream, because there'd be spoilers. Right, music. After getting a smoothie, the song that was playing was... I think I know what's happening there. We'll deal with it later. VSync options. What do you think is making them creep up? No. I fixed one particular instance of the orphan issue. That doesn't mean that they're all gone. There are still orphans cropping up. And that's what makes that particularly nasty, is because it could happen on any action, basically. Like any repeating action could be a problem. It could be like every time a cutscene happens, that leaves a few pieces of memory left over. Or anytime you use an item. It's like, if it only happens for like one particular cutscene, that's not a huge deal. because the only way to make that happen multiple times would be do it, exit game without saving, reload the file, go to the cutscene again, repeat. Then like, okay, yeah, eventually that could be a problem, but it's not as big an issue. Can we change VSync? Can we change VSync? VSync mode. Is this something that can actually be changed? Okay. Seems... Nope. This property is only read when the project starts. Oh, wait. But what about this? Set VSync mode. Sets the VSync mode of the given window. Okay. Okay, so that is changeable. It's just you can't change it from that property. Okay, got it. So there's one place where we can read it. Huh. Okay. This one needs to be something we set in preferences, I would say. The hoverboat. Oh, I loved the hoverboat. What a great level. Oh. So Germdub's awake now, right? Like he's back to the world of the living. What an undertaking. Okay, so you have the window ID and VSync mode. Possible values are disabled, enabled, adaptive, and mailbox. He could have done that in his sleep. I'm not going to put it past him. Oh, specifically, this needs to be settings menu. But that is very much in the paused scene, isn't it? No, it's not. Settings panel, that's what it's called. This is getting more and more complex. Okay, to work on this scene, I need to hide this confirmation button, but I need to put it back. I need to remember to put it back when we're done. Okay, so settings container. We're gonna add a new option, a new controller type called... I don't know. It's a control option. And minimum size 50 is good. And then settings container logic 0, 1, 2, 3. It's no longer. This is now 4. Okay. So that's for islock. Okay, this is basically a slider. It's basically a slider, but with text instead of numerical options. Oh, Steam Gardens. You know what I think I've noticed, and I'm gonna look at this playlist and confirm. I don't think the Mario Kart World tracks, the audio tracks, it doesn't look like there was any audio from Mario Wonder. That's notable, right? Mario Wonder did not make the cut because it was too new. It was too new, I assume, is the issue there. So let's see, we'll make this like a slider. It's gonna be our own custom type of slider. So it'll have, I guess, a left and right arrow that are gray normally until you have started using it. So it's going to be similar to this. We're going to have our own code. Pause menu. This is not like, what would you call this? It's not radio buttons. It's a select list. It's a select list. Let's call it that. Okay. Ooh. Ooh, hang on. Oh, they're mixing it up. I gotta turn it up on my end, but turn it up a little bit for you guys. The vibe is still mostly the same as the original song, which is notable because they, a lot of the Mario Kart World audio tracks, they vastly changed the feel of it in a fun way. In a fun way. Let's say that we create an options list that we expose as a property. We have to specify that it's an array of string. Go. And then we can specify our multiple options. Can wrap around is going to be true. Is locked is going to default to true. Snack. Available item count is going to be options.size. We don't need to worry about slider ratio. Oh, but we do need to set initial value. You made it! You did it! You're on the Amazon. And that's the place to be for Snicks. They said it couldn't be done. I don't think anybody said it couldn't be done, but still. Congratulations. A little bit of vibration for when you select something. Oh wait, no. That's for the slide. That's for specifically the slider. Take this out. Next up, New York bestseller list. We're just gonna immediately change the value here. Just pop, pop, pop. So let's just add a label. My value. Font. Is it this one? Yeah. Now what did this other one use here? I should just copy this. Just get rid of it. Get rid of this. It plays with this. An admirable goal. Let's use an H box here. Alignment center. And let's give it some little left and right arrows. I think that would be good here. So we'll use a texture rect because that respects controls. Sprite 2D is another way to just display a flat image, but Sprite 2D does not respect like control spacing the same way. So that's why we're not using that. I believe I've got some decent icons here. As long as we cannot. We have to use an atlas. So pass that in as an atlas. That's the way we can get away with a region rectangle. So we're gonna use this. Let's round those to the nearest 100 because I've got this already set up to be that, basically. We will tell it to fit width, perfect. It's reasonable. Make it blow up. All right, duplicate this and flip this one horizontally. Boom. Incredible. Okay, instead of saying rumble strength, okay, so notable that this does this. That's fine. Option value. I would like this to, you know what? Maybe I would like this H box to go towards the beginning. I think. Just to make it more obvious that that's what this does. We're going to rename these to make it more obvious. Left arrow, right arrow. And we're going to reference those in our code because we can change the modulation based on whether it is locked or not. Color white is the default. So let's see, we're gonna say var modulate color equals color.white by default. Can we get, how could we get this to be gray though? We can't really, can we? Like we can mix it with a greenish color, kind of darken it, but we don't have a way to get a solid gray, do we? But lime would give us kind of a darkened color here. We could go full black, but what about low opacity? How do we feel about lowering the opacity? Yeah, actually, that works pretty well. Just lower opacity. Let's do that as our optional modulated color equals color dot from string. No, let's just go color dot from HSV 111 alpha 0.5. And then we'll use the modulated color. Oh, modulate color on left arrow and right arrow, so that anytime the selection is changed, the colors will modify appropriately. Additionally, we need to set the label equal to the correct value. So we need to grab this label reference. Label.text equals options sub selected index. What do we call that? Current select index. There we go. That'll address the label text. Whenever we select a value, this one's going to be tricky, though. instead of exporting this, I can set this directly in code, probably using the available values for vsync. How do I get the values of an enum in Godot? Do I want... I don't want those. I don't want those, actually. We'll use these, but... yeah. So this is select list. Options is going to be equal to disabled, enabled, adaptive. Disabled, enabled, adaptive, and what was that last one? Mailbox? Mailbox. Never heard of that one. Oh, we need a name. Where are we gonna put a name for the option on here? Does that go like here? As a left? That works pretty well, I gotta say. Because it lines up very nicely. I like that. I like that. Okay. We'll call this title. So in startup, set title. No, I mean we can set that one ourselves. We'll just call that vsync. Now, is vsync typically we're gonna have lowercase inc. Vsync mode. Love that. Now we need to read the current mode, but we also want to save this to the user preferences. Where in the world? I haven't dealt with the preferences code in a while. Okay, so what we have to do is set a mode here, and then a vsync. How about graphic settings? Video. Let's say video, and then vsync mode. And we're gonna default to disabled, I guess. Hello, Willow. Let's look at this vibration slider code again. Preferences, get setting. Well, shoot. We're going to specify that this is the vsync select list. Because this one is very specific, but it can be adapted to other ones. Preference, video vsync mode. Var pref mode. Huh. Now, wait a second, though. Where else does this get used? How do we initialize? Okay, we just grab it every time we want it. So we do need something in the initialization that says, hey, make sure to set the existing vsync mode. Where does that go? That's got to be one of these auto loads that we're going to put that in. Scene manager. Just put it in prep. It doesn't belong in preferences. UI global though. UI global makes sense. It is UI related. I guess. Is it UI related really? It's video settings related. The mod should time Theron out. Unbelievable. This one's a tricky one about, where do we put it? Scene manager, game manager, input manager. Preference. It's using a preference, but it's... I'm going to call this, I guess, video settings. Went by quick. You got to be ready. You got to be set. Let's save this, and then in our globals we need to add globals, video settings. Didn't I just create this? Didn't I literally just create video settings? Oh, I put it in UI global somehow. How did that happen? All right, video settings goes in regular globals. All right, project settings. Video settings added as a global. Put it up towards the top. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really make any difference where it goes. Okay, so we're gonna have set VSync mode. Target mode, which to do that, we had this pulled up just a moment ago. Display server. We need to look up the VSync settings stuff. What would happen if you deleted it? I guess it depends on which database it was. Let's see here. Godot, VSync, not forums. I'm looking for documentation. Project settings, except it's not project settings. Because that is display server.window set vsync mode. And then we can pass in target mode. Okay, it'll take that. And then func get vsync mode. Would this work? Is this... Seems valid. Okay, so when we initialize, we're going to just set it to the preferred mode. And get setting is just going to return a number, right? Yeah. We'll take it. Okay. When we're pulling this setting, we're going to go to video settings dot get vsync mode. Or should we grab it from the preferences? Maybe we should grab it from the preferences. And then we're gonna say current select index equals pref mode. And then on selection changed, we're going to do, okay, this is where we need to look up how the vibration slider works. On selection change, we set the setting and we change the thingamabobber. So set video VSync mode in the settings, but then also call video settings dot set VSync mode. Oh, and we're setting it to current select index. And then that's it, right? Set the setting. I don't know if this is gonna work, but we're gonna find out. Alright, so here we go. Pull up our stats here. And we immediately hit an issue because, yeah, that's obviously not how the current select index should work. Oh, also, we gotta put this back. Put our confirm exit page back. Very important. All right, toggleable VSync settings. It recycles them. It just keeps using them over and over again. FES 185. Change to enabled, and now we are at FPS 60. Look at that. So I think it actually worked then. Adaptive. Mailbox. It's recycling the space, not the files. Okay, it's still showing locked something somehow because this is only happening right. So this locked business, we want that to happen every frame. Anything ever. Well, I mean, if only. Now, there's some fun tricks that we used to use. The shop I worked in was not a specialty data recovery. We were just a local sort of mom and pop shop, but there were some times that we could pull some tricks to get a little bit of extra data off of a failing drive. Some techs swore by this, and I did see it work many times, so I can tell you there is some serious truth to this. A failing hard drive, unless it's like a major mechanical failure of like the mechanical arm is clicking, which is, you gotta send it off. If it was just something like, some of the sectors are having trouble being read by our tools, you could wrap the drive up in anti-static bag and tape it up really good and put it in the freezer overnight. And believe it or not, that would actually work. Yeah. It wouldn't make the drive as good as new, but sometimes it would give it just enough extra capabilities. Oh, something I'm trying in version 0.0.3 is the ability to move around while spinning. Now that there's more things to hit, it kind of makes sense. Yeah, that's new also. That was by request, because it was difficult. Yeah, I was doing some testing in that room, and I forgot to put the hitbox back. I already added that onto the list and fixed it. It's done. Okay, let's double check our changes here. Code, new code. Panel, we did not keep it hidden. It's back, right? It's back. Good. Then that is probably good to go. Our select list. New auto load. Okay. VSync toggle in menu. Done. That was not a bug to fix. That was just a new feature I added to the list of things I needed to do. 3 is not available. 3 is not available. And it is not 3.0. It is 0.0.3. That I'm working on. Okay, what else are we doing? Move while spinning still needs some testing, but I like it so far. It's very satisfying on areas with lots of little bits of grass to just like fly through it and zoom, spin up a big old mess. Let's see here. That's spoilers, so we're not doing that. The music change, right. Get item dialog box is we change the music, hard cut and save place, and then crossfade to the room's music. That's where it's wrong. It needs to crossfade to the previous music. So does hard cut and save place keep track of the previous key? Current playing object. Crossfade to key. Previous cut. Key. Like when we save position. Saved music start time. So let's have saved music key. So anytime we're using this, we're going to set this as well. Do these have keys? Current plane object. What is a current plane object? It's an audio object. So that's not going to have a key, is it? Get music by scene. Gets a music key. Get music node by key. Here we go. Audio key. Audio objects. It's the audio object's name. Okay. Save music start time. I need to keep track of saved music key. Start music. Huh. Start music is picking an audio object. So when we do crossfade to key, if save music key does not equal blank, then target song key equals saved music key, and then saved music key is blanked out there. Okay, I think that'll do it. We're gonna comment this out and confirm. So I need to go to states. Pickle Quest needs to be level 6. So let's go to our game manager. Turn Pickle Quest to level 6 here. And make sure that we own a strawberry. When you got stuck and was able to reset the falling pillars, I don't know about the stuck. That might have been... So, the falling pillars, the gear that does that is supposed to be a one-time use gear, but it was not properly flagged as one-time use. And the result is that if you had spun again right after finishing the pillars falling, you would have reattached to that and considered yourself, oh, I'm stuck. Well, you're just attached to the gear again. We need some music. Yeah, okay. So right now it switches back to Frogtown, which we don't want. So the new setup should be this, that it will switch back to the music we want, whatever music was previously playing. Wouldn't let you unattach. Yeah, and that is because it's an uncancelable gear. Any gears that you would never have a reason for leaving unspun, I make sure that once you attach to them, you are going to sit there and spin it. You cannot unattach from them until they have been spun. Nice. We got it. We fixed it. Okay. Now we set this back to make sure that we don't mess up stuff. All right. Audio handler. Fix. Add music. Resetting after using Blender. Always got to check our normals. All right, so that is fixed. That's Casual's first bug report there. Taken care of. It's a fun little adventure, isn't it? The thing is, it's not direct. It's not directly tied to your quest. So I think, personally, that it is not something we should stretch out too long, because you get into this mess of, why are we doing this? I'm trying to get a golden gear. Why am I chasing down a missing blender? This has nothing to do with this. Surely I can find another way around. So I think quests that do not directly feel like they are moving you towards your goal, that feel kind of a bit side questy, should be not too long. A few minutes is fine. Maybe I'm overcorrecting on what Thousand Year Door does, but it is infamous for having some really long required quests that feel like they are just there to make fun of how long the quest is lasting. Oops. There is no other way around. Well, yes, true. And that's probably the problem. Hoops for jumping through. The General White quest in at the start of chapter 7 of Thousand Year Door is really silly, and it makes you go all over the world to get what is effectively a permission slip. It's very silly, and it feels like it's padding. It feels like it's honestly padding. Like you're not doing anything, you're just walking to places that you've already been. Anyway, that's my rant. Okay, so we fixed a bug, we added a feature. What can we do tonight that's not going to be full of spoilers for people? Oh, we do need to work on tooltips for attacks, but also I want to work on mud puddles. Making a cake. A required cake. Thousand Year Door has a required side quest, or a non-required side quest cake. Paper Mario 64 has a very required bake a cake, but it's an actual mini game unto itself. But it's still a bit silly because it requires you to time something for 45 seconds, like basically sit there quietly for 45 seconds or maybe 60 seconds because you have to take the cake out at the right time. And it seems like what they wanted was for the child playing the game to get up and go find a watch or something and bring it back and then do the timing thing. And they repeated the timing thing in Thousand Year Door. Very silly. Very silly. It was like 1-to-1, that timing minigame. See, and there's a difference between side quests and required side quests. Such a hit. Kids love waiting. They got a whiff of waiting behind the waterfall in Earthbound for 3 minutes with no indication that anything was happening. They're like, that's it. We need more of that. That pads the game time right there. That's 3 minutes with no extra programming. Do it again. Let's see here. I want the mud puddles. I've replaced them all with a scene. I was thinking it would be really cool and neat and awesome if it actually slowed you down and made a little bit of a little sludge particle effect while you trudge through it. So I think that would be fun. Okay. But we need to do the tooltips. So let's look at a battle. Let's look at a battle. This one's gonna be a big one. Oh, dang it, hang on. Let me get into a scene first and turn the music of the game off. Now let's go find a battle. Okay, alright, well, we'll go straight to a battle. And this is specifically, we want to inform the player that, hey, this is what this move does, this is who it targets. And right now we don't get that. But we do get it on items, so the code is there to display a description. We just need to have a description. Actually, Cat has it on her attacks. Okay, so that first bit is not too bad. Let's update the code, or the specific information there. Clobber the first grounded enemy. So yeah, let's make sure our descriptions are good. Gear spin. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm not supposed to see you. You must stop your training immediately. And then you die, yeah, and yet the battle continues. Heavy gear. Let's see here. Go, that's fine. And then we got Spring Toss and Spring Barrage. I'm not going to say any enemy, because that's not going to be true once we get, like, underground enemies and stuff. You could put condiment... Okay, I had this thing stuck in my head for the longest time related to condiments in Earthbound. I invented a bug, apparently, in my brain that does not exist. There was, like, on the tip of my mind for the longest time was, there's some kind of bug in, I think it's Earthbound or something with the, maybe it's Earthbound because it has the condiments, where if you use some kind of temporary stat boost item and then you level up, the level up value is based on your current stats, not your actual stats. And so if you use these little temporary boosts and then level up, you're gonna get a significantly better bang for your buck on a level up. I can't figure out what game that would have been. It's not Earthbound. I don't remember the details, but I looked up how Earthbound level ups work, and it has nothing to do with your current stats. So I have no idea what I'm remembering or misremembering. Yeah, it sounds like, okay, that's a believable bug, but like, is there a game that does that? Where your level up is based on your current stat value? Or did I completely dream that up? Because for the longest time, I was convinced it had something to do with condiments in Earthbound. Until I looked it up and like, oh, no, it's not Earthbound. Okay. So I have no idea. Let me look up, hang on. Pull up percent of stat. No. Who knows? Who knows? It could be anything. Who knows? Okay, that will help there. Just having the information on what does this do? What does this move actually do? Because I know in the first wave of testing, there was a lot of confusion about, hey, I was able to hit all enemies, but now I can only hit the first enemy. Well, it's because one move can't reach the back enemy, and other moves can. Oh yeah, I need to add code so that you can reduce the chance of certain categories when they come up. Okay, so now we have descriptions on the moves. Oh, but this one does not have... Okay, recovery needs a description. It's Photon! Welcome in, Photon. Hello, welcome in. How is Lake Hopper coming along? I saw some little houses in the distance. The scale is that's gonna be tough because you're gonna be at such a distance. I'm wondering how you're gonna approach that. Like, is it gonna be like waypoints? Are you gonna be exploring and spotting things? And like, I'm gonna go land over there and see what that is. It's gonna be really interesting. Very exciting. Like, to get to like some of the bigger systems that are gonna be more impactful in the game. I love the building systems, you know? That's so fun. There you go. Collect orbs to recover health and energy, but avoid the purple orbs. Oh, we need to move these guys based on their side. Because in the flank battle, this looks stupid. Bit of, ooh, what's that thing down there? And it turns out it's a Korok again. They're just randomly generated in the world. Don't make an open world game for your first game. Good advice. Good advice. Start move actors. This tells, okay, this is the offset that they get moved. And does it immediately return? It immediately returns. Okay. I'm trying to think about what games are really good to start with for like first games, like first games. Because I see some people recommending like, oh, build Tetris. I'm like, well, you know, Tetris, there's a lot to that. I'd say like Pong. Pong is a good first game. That's, you know, what's the hello world of game development. And yeah, as it turns out, huge open world is probably not the one. Okay, so what we want to do here is, instead of enemies, there's more enemies.
Oh look, it's Dobbs. You know, no. It's too hot. I don't have the motivation to finish this joke.
Well, that's a darn shame, Turtle. Welcome in. Enemies right. We're gonna have enemies right and enemies left, so that both enemies will move out of the way. Wait, what's happening here? Why is this a problem? Why is it not like this? Cannot find right. Oh, I need to capitalize right all the way. Can't keep everything loaded in memory. No, as it turns out, like honestly, I had issues in this of just coming up with the exact concept of how I was going to go from you're in the field, and then you get taken into a different scene for a battle, and then you get taken back to the exact same location. All the states of the world are back exactly how they were when the battle started. It's like, that was like, what do we do on that? And it turns out, I just don't delete the world. I take it out of the tree, the scene tree, but I hold on to the entire field in memory, and I just keep it there. And then as soon as the battle is over, I just put it back right where it was. House slugs. Oh, we got our, speaking of houses, we got that tree taken off of our roof. Had some surrendered. I can't imagine fostering snails, but here we are. Yeah, for anybody who didn't hear, I posted some pictures on the Discord. A tree landed on our house. And that was great. Would trees attack? So we have we're getting the ball rolling with insurance. There's a tarp on the roof. On the whole, we got off pretty easy as far as actual physical damage is concerned. Like one tarp is covering the hole, any hole there may be there. But yeah, apparently it was a black cherry tree. And I guess just over time, it just grew a little top heavy. Then now, what most people might be thinking is the tree breaks and then falls onto the house. But realistically, it was more of a very slow splintering, so it didn't build up speed and tackle our house full on. It very gingerly laid down onto our house. So it still, you know, wasn't great. But what was really nice is that the guys that, I took a nap on the house. The guys that came over and dealt with the tree removal with their massive crane and whatever else they used, it was impressive. They pretty much cleaned off our back patio, which was just peppered with small berries and debris from the past several months of not cleaning it. So we kind of got a free patio cleaning. It's not a patio so much as just a slab of concrete that takes up a large portion of the backyard. I'm sure some people would like keep a grill or something there, but we can't be trusted to maintain a grill. Okay, so now we have descriptions for more moves. But that's not enough, is it? Mario's enemies. I think one of the big things that was that people have brought up in the early round testing is, yeah, that's good, is that Cat's move for the spanner is great because it very clearly tells you to press control stick left. Now, unfortunately, I'm not using control stick, so I'm worried that I might need to get fancy with this and swap this out with the current control. Like, Dabbles does not tell you what button to press. So you're just like, what am I doing? Up, down, left, right, what is this? So it probably should tell you. And that's gonna be a tricky one. Let's go to control hints, hint button. Okay, so this is a setup we've got for, as a special script I've got, a special scene I've got set up for when you need to rotate the control stick. This is gonna be a tricky one. So this is a special scene.
Liz for Lizard Party.
So true. Welcome in, Cap. Bring on the lizards. Everybody, get your lizards out. An hour of lizards. A lizard's forever. Piranha. Piranha. How does this even work? Hint button. Let me look up. Where are we using hint button? Nowhere. Special hint button. Okay, UI no, control hints is the code that is bringing up the hints. And it's got a special code for instantiating a hint button instead of the regular icons. I think we can do better than that. But it's gonna be tricky. Why would I have deactivated the lizards? What do you mean? What do you mean? Why would I ever do that? It took ages. Well, you're gonna have to blame Twitch. I would never. Yes. All right. So yeah, the issue is the add-on that I've got, which is very nice. Controller icons. It's got like an image for everything. Even the Google Stadia controller has its own set of specific icons. What's tricky is that comes from the crosswords. What's tricky with this thing is that it doesn't. Oh, see, like right here, you've got D-pad. You've got a D-pad left icon here, Let's bring up the Xbox One. You got D-pad left, but you don't have stick to the left. You have just left stick or right stick, but it doesn't say, you need to hold it to the left. That's not an option. That's not an option anywhere. And that's not good. So I've got like a custom one that's specifically for rotation, because there's some commands that it's like, if you're using a controller, we're gonna display rotation like this, I guess. But if it's keyboard, it's actually a different input. So that in itself is a pain to deal with. But I think it's important because rotation, that's not gonna be good for the keyboard. We're not doing WASD, 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 WASD. That's not really super accessible. So that's not happening. But I need specific, I need to see, like, is player pressing left? Let's see here. How does Cat's move work? Spring launch is the command. Spring launch? Spring launch? Oh, I guess this used to be spring launch. This code is hold input left. So it's looking for, is action pressed left? Did all the lizards happen? I didn't keep up with it. I'll throw a lizard in. I'll throw a lizard in. Give me another lizard. Keep those lizards up. So it's like I've got which input we're pressing, which is left. It's like when you're playing the game, I expect you to use the joystick left, but D-pad left technically also works. So if I had, for instance, a hint button icon for left, and I said controller, if I said specifically Xbox 360 controller, if I said jump, no? Nothing. Is that a button? I hope so. A new button. I said jump. Controller. Any? No? Controller. What? 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 I'm seeing it right here. Okay, but this is what it would show you, apparently. Apparently. A new button. So here's the problem, is that if I told you, hey, you need to press left and right, really quick. Well, controller icons is going to render that as A and D, if you're on keyboard, but if you're on a controller, it's going to render that as left stick. That's not what I want. I want left stick pointing left, and then left stick pointing right, you see. You see the problem that I'm facing here. Is that's not what I want. It's like I need to extend it to have a special case for if this is a... I guess specifically left, right, up, down, and you are in controller mode, then append this little triangle. And I guess that's it. I guess that's it. I think. I don't love it, but I don't hate it, I guess. Just having 4 unique icons. Because it's not going to be just 4 unique icons. Because this add-on, the whole point of this add-on is the art is different for every controller or input method. So if you're using keyboard, it's got its own set of icons. If you're using an Xbox 360 controller, it's a certain set of icons. If you're using the Switch, the Switch controller, it's a different set of icons. Because, of course, A, B, X, and Y are different depending on your manufacturer. And so it's really just the control stick that's a real pain. It's like, maybe I could just well, I don't even know if it has a different icon for the stick. Let's see here. Godot controller icon add-on. Tell me more about your product here. Yeah, move left, move right. Yeah, that's the simple stuff. That'd be great. But full docs. Okay, including a quick start guide. That's great. Okay, tell me about controller. Tell me about direction. Tell me about direction. Oh gosh, apparently Steam controller has its own really weird icons. Huh. Yeah, well, it's not just that. Basically, because it is a D-pad, but it's also a touchpad. It's got some weird. Yeah, it's got some. I mean, I've got a Steam controller. I don't know what to do with it, but I've got one. Let's see here. There's a settings resource file. Okay. More information, refer to changing controller mapper. Thank you, GQ. It's your player 2 controller. It's loud? Like... Oh, like the haptic stuff? Or what? So many buttons. It has so many buttons. Why does it have so many buttons? It's like you're just wrapping your hand around like a million buttons. Reverberant. That's because yours is hollow, whereas mine is full of electronics. Let's see here. Controller name, return path.replace. Okay, I could have a generic control stick icon if I extend controller mapper. I can customize it. It's capacity, yeah. just read this add-on has TTS support. Why? I guess that's maybe an accessibility thing? Huh. Weird. This add-on that adds controller icons that automatically switch based on input type apparently has a function, parse path to TTS, and then you pass it something like jump, and then it will read out the word spacebar or A button, presumably, or cross if it's a PlayStation controller. Interesting. Okay, is this used anywhere yet? Yes. This is the mapper. Huh. Convert joypad path takes in a path like jump. It gets the current device. Let's look at Xbox 360. 360. Path replace. Select with back. Okay, that makes sense. Otherwise, just return the path there. Okay, and then it grabs it from the assets folder, and it goes, okay, well, then I need to go to Xbox 360 / back.png. I guess it appends the PNG and everything. Okay, so I guess I could have a custom... Wait, no. How does convert joypad to Joy-Con? Yeah, how does controller work? Tell me how controller works, huh? If I say left, then it's gonna say, is left the path? What path do we get here? This supplies a generic joypad path, which you need to convert to a specific path for desired controller assets. Oh. You then have to set the add-on to use this mapper by setting its path in the custom mapper property. Makes sense. Joypad path. It doesn't even support it. If you tell it left, right, up, down, it just maps that to left stick. Just left stick. Don't worry about it. Left stick. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Left stick. Well, darn. So it intercepts it before it even gets to this point. There is no action that this supports called left stick pointed to the left. It's just left stick. So, special hint button. Is that what this is? This is the special hint button? What uses this? Hint button dot scene has a special hint button code. Sure. We have Control hints. That's the code. Control hints. So that creates an icon object, which is normally a texture rectangle, but, and only if I am providing it rotate as the action, then it will give me a hint button instead. So, what if I override control? Oh wait, this is specifically for a specific doohickey. So this code needs to be somewhere else. This code needs to be in hint button instead. Icon.action. I have an exported property called action name. Something like jump is an example. Oh, but I would love for this to be automatic, so I can just like plop an element down on screen and just say, make it left. Like I could add things like gray it out. And it's overbuilding. It's overbuilding. But so this is the stuff I want to use it for. Is this stuff right here. Pull up a battle. Oh, right. I didn't actually finish making this, so it's going to tell me that there's problems. Admittedly, I didn't finish making that. Yeah, right now we're playing with ideas tonight. I don't have a set list of things we're going to do because a lot of the things that I need to work on next are spoilery. So we're not going to do those right now. So it's for this. It's for this kind of thing where you get this. This icon right here. A left-pointed control stick. I want that to be a keyboard A button if I'm on the keyboard, and I want it to be the appropriate stick otherwise. And I want to be able to tell it light up, let go, you know, return to neutral, all that stuff. It would be really fun. Right now, in the early feedback tests that I've thrown out to a few people, a very common recurring issue is people just, you know, needing more direction on button presses during the minigame stuff, like the combat action command stuff. Description. Need to update some of these items because some of these are addressed by just adding proper descriptions to attacks. Okay, so that's done. There we go. That's a lot less things. Yeah, that's the idea. That's a bit of chair, I think. Nice, nice. It's falling apart. Yeah, that's the general idea. Is it's just going to be, I'm just going to make a wrapper for the regular controller icon scene. Actually, it doesn't even really have a scene. It's a texture. It's a weird overridden texture. So I'm just gonna make a hint button scene that I can call functions on. And just pass the name of the action, left. And it will update the controller icon for me, and it will be able to inject that special case of, if you're on a control stick, or if you're on a key controller, add a little, don't just put the control stick icon, also put a left arrow under it. So let's check my, just making sure. Okay, let's check in the descriptions we added. Make sure that those are all good to go. That looks good, that looks good. Okay. Move descriptions added. So that will be helpful. People know what the moves do before they use them. Aha. All right, so let's expand on the controller icons add-on a little bit with this little wrapper class, wrapper node. So the idea is what? We're gonna have an action name passed in, like jump or rotate clockwise. And then we're just going to display the appropriate stuff. We have hint button icon, rotate icon. Let's replace that with control stick icon. And hint button is that's the regular standard button icon, the one that's not a stick. So control stick is going to need to know, do I need the arrow, which is handled by this rotation. Oh wait, no, it's the actual node, isn't it? It is the node, okay. So we need access to the rotation container. Okay. If hint button icon, so that's just a texture rect using a texture of controller icon texture, which is great. If normal case, if true, for now, if it's a regular thing, then we're going to hide the stick icon and just use the regular icon. And to use the regular icon, what we have to do, texture path has to be the control name. Icon texture gets applied to the texture rect. Okay, that's easy enough. And rotation controller, how does that? Oh, that's just adding it to the stick. Yeah. So that's still going to be joypad left, pretty much default all the time. What is this? Joypad. How does it? Oh, yeah, it specifically says joypad. Okay. Okay, so texture is the hint button icon's texture. So standard button icon dot texture. Change the path to action name, such as jump, and then hint button icon, standard button icon dot texture gets that. Well, it already does have that texture, so that should be unnecessary. Okay, so that's our default handling for a regular old button. But if it's not a regular old button, then we're going to hide the standard button. Dot visible equals false. And then we're going to do something weird based on what type of thing it is. And then we had a good example here of, yeah, we can do match. That's the equivalent of select statement or switch case. Match on action name, colon, thing. Okay. Such as rotate clockwise. Do I need like case? No, it's just the value and then colon, and then just do whatever you want. Okay, so that's going to be animation player. Dot play. And animation player dot speed scale equals 1. Right? 1? Yeah, 1 is clockwise, -1 for counterclockwise. So counterclockwise, same but -1 speed scale. And then we're gonna have special cases for left, which is going to be rotation container dot rotation equals degrees to radian -90. That's pretty much it, right? Let's just do that for these. Okay, looks fine. Let's see here. We're going to be looking for specific setups here. Has action name. Okay. Let's go. All right, there we go. Call deferred setup. Okay. Now we have the basics for our hint button class. Okay, button icon for spring launch. Buttons. We're going to add a hint button. So that we're gonna test this. Scale it up. Okay. Now it's still gonna have the control stick underneath it. I guess we can hide that. Let's pull up a battle and see. No, this won't work because we haven't actually set it up yet. I have to actually tell it what to use because we're actually gonna be changing it mid-go. We could listen for a change, and that way the caller doesn't have to tell it, hey, you need to update your image, which might be nice. Have a little listener in process. Process if bold action name does not equal action name, then set it. And then old action name equals action. So all you have to do is set the action name, nothing else. And we have that exported. So even better, because we can set that from here to just say left. All right, let's try it. Let's give it a control. I want to see it say A at first when I use that action. It does not. Right, because it should only do that if it's keyboard. That's our input manager, right? So we need to swap only if keyboard. Is keyboard. Input manager.is keyboard. All right, that shifts, then do it. Var special inputs equals these, and then if you're on control stick, then we also have these. That's a good sax line. All right, show me the A button, please. We got nothing. Which is something. Wait, no, it's the opposite. Okay, we did not see it. Oh, right. Because it's swapping, we need to actually turn these on and off. So that is actually turned on. That's why. Duh. We can't rely on it being the initial value every time. First, let's use mouse and keyboard. What do we got? Nothing. Well, it is exported, so I can view what's going on there. Action command. container. Our hint button. Action name is left. So that means control stick icon is hidden, and this should just be the icon texture with a path of jump. Why jump? How did the old hint button here work? We would just make a new texture. Maybe I should do that. Grab a new texture. Standard button icon. Dot texture is texture. It's action name. Okay. Let's try this. Let's try it this way. Like, if we can do this, this would make it nice and easy to do our little action command buttons with things like, oh, gray it out when they're not pressing the button or whatever. Yay, okay, we have an A. Give me an A. Okay, but plug in the controller. We have a left stick pointing left icon. Yay. It's that easy. All right, it's progress. So for one thing, that icon can be cleaned up a bit to be more obvious somehow, I guess. Additionally, that one could be standardized. Since it's no longer using, like, this is a special case icon, or it could be. We could use a special case icon for the control stick icon to specifically say, what is it doing now? It's saying use the current joypad icons, whatever the left stick icon is for the current one. We could instead just have our own stick for it. That's not gonna play nice when we're remapping, is it? We do need to look ahead to controller remapping. Not available yet, but it will be an important thing to have. So how do we do that then? In that case, things are only special inputs if they are rotation of stick or they are actually the stick. That's tricky. Not impossible, but a little tricky. So I need to map into the input to tell. Currently, I'm just hard coding in left, right, up, down, as these are the ones that use the stick. But instead, I need to determine, like, hey, the action left, which would be under input map, the action left, does it use joypad axis 0? If it uses joypad axis 0, then yes, it does need to use this special icon that gets replaced. And yeah, rather than use, we could use a specially drawn icon that shows, you know, a little bit of a nicer looking, tilt your control stick to the left. But for now, it's fine. What if... What if we did that? I mean, all of these do look like nails. How much is appropriate here? 1.2. Got it. Oh, this isn't gonna work, is it? Because I changed that from rotate icon to control stick icon. Gotta make sure that's adjusted. That would have been a disaster. Okay, so by default, whenever we're calling setup, stop this. But if we are doing left, right, up, or down, then play it. Play pulse. I think that will be a little bit nicer. Loading, 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 loading. Okay. So that. We've got the A button. That is much better. That's much better. Okay, so we want to have an is currently held, I guess, as a... okay. Hang on. I got some ideas here. If action name is... so what we can do is have... The way that the old setup here worked was it would be kind of gray when it was telling you, I want you to press this, but you're not pressing it right now. And then as soon as you start pressing it, it would light up. And then it would kind of change, like, I want you to now press this. Ooh, you know what I want? You know what I want? I'm getting really feature thirsty here. For like, I'm not even working on the actual moves here. I'm just working on what do I want this node to be capable of? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that USB cable is very sensitive to my knee blasting into it. So this one right here, you can see I've got this button of I want you to press it. I want you to press it now. And now you should press it. And now you should press it. Now you should press it. So I want a similar sort of like, I want some kind of icon that can be drawn behind an A button, a space bar button, just like a starburst icon, you know, like a little pointy circle, a spicy circle that we can pop and then turn off. Now, how does that appear? Particle effects. Well, it's not happening. I mean, that would be interesting for happening when you press it, of like, pow! It's sparkly. We're going a little bit crazy with particle effects as it is. But you know what? Can't have enough. I'm finding they're quite handy. There, yeah. You get a lot for not much. I've got one, and I'm not going to show it on stream because it's a spoiler. But I got this really over the top, like shining. That's just a long triangle, but just particled all over the place, rotated so it's all pointing towards the center, and glowing shades of yellow and orange, and it kind of fades in, fades out, fades in, fades out. It adds a lot. It adds a lot for not a lot of processing power. I love it. Do we have a burst? No. Well, can we make a burst? Yes. Why would I ever want to open Adobe Bridge? No, give me Photoshop. Give me CS2, the good one. The one from 2005. Making VFX, it was a lot of weird thinking. Yeah, it's really crazy. It's really crazy how capable particle effects can be. Is that Moo Moo Meadows I hear? Okay, there's probably a built-in shape for a starburst. Oh, heck yeah. Not that pointy. Less pointy than that one. This one. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Boom. This goes in geometry. Radiant rings. Okay. Picking up what you're putting down. I'm kind of wanting to... What I'm suddenly curious of is, what did they do in TTYD? I don't want to influence myself too much, but at the same time, I'm very interested. What did they do for Thousand Year Door? Let's see. Let's see what they did. Give me the TTYD playthrough. Okay, that's the initial, so is it this one? That's Flurry. Oh, this was us trying to do a no fighting run, wasn't it? So I'm gonna be hard pressed to find a fight. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Is Hovercat around? You're being paged. Day would like to be excited about her book at you. Okay, so this is for letting go of the button. Insufficient lizard density. Bring him on. Okay, we're right here. Okay, no, that was hammer. Show me jumping. That was POW. Because I was doing a, like, minimum, no leveling up at all run. So, I mean, fair. I need some combat. I need Mario jumping on things. I want to see that A button. Okay, there. How does this look? There. Okay. No starburst at all. It's just the A button being pressed. That's how they did it. Lacking. Needs more. Needs more oomph. Boom. Now that's some oomph. Dun, dun, dun. I love this medley. It's just depressed. I could even animate it being like, pow, whenever it's like requested. Maybe? Do we want to do that? Pop button out and then pop in. So we'll need some kind of property to represent. Oh, when do we do it? When do we do it? Like, obviously, this needs to be rotating at all times. Okay, so we need to modulate now. That can be part of the animation, is give it a good, like, whack. Red to yellow, white to red to yellow, to white again. This could look really nice. This could look really cool. So this will be called win. We'll have a function of switch button press alert on, alert off. Hey, casual. Yeah, alert on, alert off. Button alert on. And button alert off, which is just going to be playing this animation one way or the other. So this animation needs to be pretty quick. Button pulse. Making a website. Oh no. How? It's gonna be very short, like 0.1 seconds here. That's what, 6 frames? 6? 6?
The wheel of fate is a fickle mistress.
Need modulation and scale. This is gonna be over the top in a good way. Scale will reset to 0.1. Yeah, very, very quick animation here. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Okay. We're gonna go bright red. Into yellow. Into a slow fade to white. And then this is going to be a little bit bigger. Pow. 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 Might be too fast. Like this. Should it end more like on this note? I don't know. Amazon in traditional Chinese. Well, now I gotta try it. I did private browsing window, and it did not become Chinese. For whatever that's worth. So that might be on you, lag. Hey, Cork. Spin animation. We're just gonna let this thing rotate. Gently rotate. .360 degrees, autoplay. Wow, too fast. Have that once more. No, have it again. There we go. All right, now we're talking. All right, cool. So we got pow, and then we can. Actually, we may just play reset when that happens. Okay, so button alert on. We want our button pulse to play pow. And when we are turning it off, play reset. That's it. Somehow, lag is the weird one. Okay, we need to think about a raid out. We're pretty much out of time. We got some stuff. We got some stuff done. Bug fixes. We got the VSync added to the settings menu. Descriptions for more moves added to the combat menu. What else did we get? Oh, there was the music fix. We had an issue with the music resetting when a musical cue would play in one area that had non-standard music. Very, very specific. And an infinite fall check in case you somehow get completely out of bounds and start falling into the abyss. It will reset you back to where you first entered the room. Not to 000, because that may not work. It's good. It's good. I do want to keep working on this little control scheme thing. Specifically, we're going to do a second pass on all of these little action commands to add buttons that will actually work for if you're using alternate controls, like keyboard versus joystick controller. Then it will actually show you the correct icon. That's the plan. Yeah, I got Imp pulled up. He's doing his multi-world Monday. Off stream, I have some other items on my to-do list that I need to do related to some characters randomly disappearing. And you know what? I think I need to get back into working on the prologue. There's a lot to do there. Yeah, that's it. That was the stream. Thank you for enjoying this stream. We'll be back Wednesday. Friday is July 4th. So if we're doing a stream, it'll be probably a bit later because fireworks. That's it. Have a good night, everybody. I will see you next time. Bye.